Hey guys, it's Sando back with another Lost Ark video. I know you guys have been asking for it, so here's my ultimate Sharpshooter PvE guide and my thoughts on the class. The Sharpshooter is a bow user that is mainly focused on his ranged skills. However, he does use a few melee skills on his arsenal. The Sharpshooter has incredible range on his abilities and is even able to hit enemies off screen with his hard-hitting skills. There's two ways to play the Sharpshooter and I will go over both of his build options in this video. But first, let's talk about the Sharpshooter's identity, the Silverhawk. As with most classes, you must fill up your identity gauge by attacking to then use your identity skill. Sharpshooter is no different, summoning as Silverhawk to aid him in battle for a certain duration and receiving 2 extra attack skills. The first of these skills will call on the Hawk to do damage in an area, while the second skill sends out the Hawk to self-destruct on impact and do big damage. Landing or missing this skill will end the summon, and you must fill up the gauge again to summon the Hawk one more time. Alright, now let's go over both of the Sharpshooter's available class engravings. The first option is gonna be Deathstrike. Deathstrike will focus on the self-destruct skill on your Hawk skill. At level 3 Deathstrike, any targets hit by the Hawk's self-destruct skill will receive 40% more damage from the Sharpshooter for 8 seconds. As you can imagine, this is the Sharpshooter's burst build option. The second option is Loyal Companion, and it's the complete opposite. Loyal Companion focuses on having the Hawk summoned as long as possible, and only using the self-destruct skill once the duration is about to expire, all while giving the Hawk a longer summon duration, as well as giving the Sharpshooter extra damage to targets attacked by the Hawk's regular attacks or skills. At level 3, Loyal Companion will increase the damage to affected targets by 14%, increase movement speed by an extra 4%, and double the summon's duration. Let's first talk about the Deathstrike build, which is the popular choice out of the two. Deathstrike focuses on an 8-second burst window to unleash all power skills. With Deathstrike, you're looking to build mostly critical with some specialty. Critical because you want to guarantee your burst skills to crit, dealing a lot more damage, and specialty because it helps you recover your identity faster to get that burst window up again, as well as increase the damage on the Hawk skills and Awakening skill. For the Deathstrike build, I recommend these skills when raiding. One will be for a fresh level 50 character and the other one when you reach a later stage of the game. I played around with tons of different skills and builds and found this particular build felt the best. Take Atomic Arrow with amplified damage as your start to your burst. Use Move and Cut, Blade Storm and Cyber Dagger to fill up your identity gauge quick. Cyber Dagger will also be used to counterattack bosses. Get used to it because it is important. For Charging Shot, I take Quickly Prepare, Double Shot and Instant Explosion as my last tripod instead of Precise Aim. Precise Aim is the stronger one out of the two, however the charge time can sometimes screw you over in the burst window. Instant Explosion is just like the name states, instant, so it'll give you extra time to cast all other abilities within the burst window. And the same goes for Blade Storm. I take Shadow Dance instead of Blade Dance because it'll be faster and give us more time to cast more skills within the burst window. So the combo goes as follows. Once you have your identity gauge to max, use Atomic Arrow for the damage amplification, summon the Hawk, use the first skill followed by the self-destruction skill right after. Go ahead and use a Snipe for the huge damage, then Charging Shot, Sharpshooter, and Tsunami Arrow right after. Even after this, you should still have some time left to do extra skills. So use whatever skills are available with that extra damage window. And the combo for when you have your Awakening available is Atomic Arrow into Hawk skill plus self-destruction. Then Awakening followed by Charging Shot into the Snipe, then Sharpshooter. It is a lot of skills, but all of this will have their damage increased by 40% because we took that instant shot on Charge Shot. This build is all about big damage numbers and timing your skills to match your burst window. For the engravings, I'm gonna list them in order based on priority. Get Deathstrike to level 3 first and then move down the list. Alright, now let's talk about the Loyal Companion build. This build is full of consistent damage and speed, focusing mainly on critical with some agility. critical for higher overall damage and agility because you want to have lower cooldowns and more attack speed. Unlike the Deathstrike build, Loyal Companion does not require you to time and save your skills for that burst window. With Loyal Companion, you can use any skill that's available at all times. Just go ahead and use everything in your arsenal. This build is consistent damage at its finest. The only thing you have to worry for is having the Hawk up and running at all times, and only using the self-destruct skill when the summon duration is about to run out. For the Loyal Companion build, I recommend these skills for raiding. Atomic Arrow is the perfect skill to have your damage amplification set on bosses. Cyber Dagger is an optional skill for this build. You can replace it with Arrow Rain to increase your overall damage. For Charging Shot's last tripod, this one is a personal preference. I like to take precise aim with this build, since you have a higher attack speed and it's much faster to charge a skill and deal its full damage. And the same goes for Blade Storm's last tripod. It's personal preference, but I like to take Blade Dance since the skill animation will be faster due to your agility, so you'll put out more damage without being locked into animation. Now let's go over the engravings for this build, listed again in priority. As far as Loyal Companion goes, you can pretty much keep it at level 1 and still receive most of its benefits. So take Loyal Companion level 1 first, then move down the list. This build feels great because it's got lots of movement speed, attack speed, and consistent damage. Now I'm gonna show you a Chaos Dungeon skill set. This skill set is pretty much the same for both the Deathstrike build and Loyal Companion build. As far as the gem selection goes, the main focus is snipe damage plus its cooldown, and charge shot damage and its cooldown. Alright, now let's go over my thoughts on which one is stronger. After testing both builds countless times over 1-minute battles, 2-minute battles, and 5-minute battles, I finally came to a conclusion. To my surprise, they actually turned out to have identical numbers when I used Arrow Rain instead of Cyber Dagger on the Loyal Companion build. Meaning the Deathstrike build is stronger if you switch Cyber Dagger to Arrow Rain as well. However, switching Cyber Dagger to Arrow Rain will decrease the amount of gauge you get from your identity, really disabling the amount of times you'll have a burst window available. So in the end, both builds are great, with Deathstrike coming on top if you bring Cyber Dagger on the Loyal Companion build. If not, both do equal numbers, so I say play the style you want. Either heavy hitting burst DPS or fast consistent damage. I personally will be going for the consistent damage in Loyal Companion, as I will have more mobility all around and found out burst is not really my style. Sharpshooter is an amazing character that will be underplayed in the Western release, but people will soon realize the potential of this class. I hope this video was useful to you, and if you enjoyed the video, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. See you guys on the next one.